AEW WrestleDream was quite the spectacle, if I'm being honest. I think WrestleDream was everything that I kind of expected going into it. And there were some all time matches that had everything that I wanted in it. So itself, so much fun of how much I love professional wrestling. I felt like most matches or the most cool down matches, very good star power going into it. I'll just go over the matches that I think that really brought out the best in Wrestle Dream. And obviously, I'm gonna start off with Jay White versus Hangman, and I'm pretty sure uh, Hangman and Jay White are meant to be together. It's no surprise that Jay White has excellent chemistry with Hangman in that ring, and when you put those two together, you know you're gonna have a great match heading into it. After Hangman's brutal win over Swerve and All Out, I feel like Hangman just coming off that win, I felt like all things were coming his way and he was gonna get that win against Jay White, but let alone that did not happen. And if I'm being honest, this puts Jay White in a position where he is world championship material. I mean, we already know he's world championship material. The guy's just been on an absolute tear as of lately. I mean, this man just needs to be put in that ring for the AEW championship really soon. And I hope that it is closer to sooner than later. The triple threat match against Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita. Holy balls, was that such a good match? I mean, if I'm being honest, that match wholeheartedly is definitely up there for some of the greatest triple threat matches I have seen in professional wrestling. I mean, there was just about everything in offense and really good move sets. When you think someone had that match won, no, he went in there to break it up. It just had so much fun into it. It felt like one of those triple threat matches where you can really start to let loose and have an all-star performance, and that's what those three men did. I mean, kudos to Will holding the Intercontinental Championship as long as he did, but I feel like Takeshita is going to be a great champion in the near future. I mean, he is champion, but he is going to be a great defending champion, and I can't wait to see those international championship matches because, like, ever since the international championship was introduced, it was a championship that had so much to look forward to. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time period so far where the international championship was like a sleeper fest or the matches weren't high quality. But the championship was on the line, and he won. So good for him, and I hope to see very, very good work from Takeshita, and I hope he continues the good work going forward. And of course, the final match that I believe pretty much stole the show. That match is Daniel Bryan versus John Moxley. And being honest, that match had everything going into it. If I say that these two were freaking absolute gold with each other. I mean, they know how to hit the emotional points. And coming off of Bryan Danielson's win off of Jack Perry in the last pay-per-view, which is All Out, he choked him out with the plastic bag. And if I'm being honest, that was the best way to start that feud again. I mean, everything going into this match, I felt like Bryan had that star power. He just literally fought his way to a world championship again, and he fought so hard. He was never supposed to give up. But this really does remind me of the Daniel Bryan and the other storyline. He fought hard to get the championship, but in the end, his own friends, quote unquote friends, turned his back on him and absolutely made sure to leave him in a pile of his own rubble. This match had everything going for it. I felt like there was a point where emotional was just not the right word to describe this match. This match was perfection. I feel like the interference was not really what I wanted, because I could have just been fine watching these two brawl out like they usually did in their matches. But if I'm being honest, out of the, what is it, 3 matches that they have, this one is definitely moving its way up to second. I'd probably say their best match is probably at Revolution, where John rolled up Bryan, and this match gets a second, and the third is obviously their world championship bout. But if I'm being honest, the ending is what sold me on this. When Darby Allin came out to help, and every single person out there trying to help Bryan Danielson, and they just couldn't do it. And the ending moments of this, so good. You have the neck being done by Dean, and Wheeler Yuta turning to the BFC again, which, if I'm being honest, I couldn't really give a crap, because I don't know why they just didn't have him be heel, be with Bryan for a little longer, because I kind of would like to see Wheeler versus John again, and this time Wheeler would have more confidence going into it. But I not booking the shows, so I can digress. But man, Darby Allin just spitting in the face of John is absolutely what sold me, and Darby Allin being the one to take out Jon Moxley, because this is practically setting up Darby Allin's rise to fame right here. He has everything to fight for when he goes into that ring every single time. But I feel like there is so much emotional baggage that Darby Allin has to face, and I feel like this could be the way he goes to the championship mountain. We all knew he was a AEW World Championship qualified man, but in this final moment, I feel like he has the confidence, the absolute badassery, and the will to come back and take in from someone else. Everyone just being emotional at the end was, quite frankly, the most gut-punching way to end off WrestleDream. Like, it confused you, it left you there in shock, and it gave you a way to feel everything in that match. And if I'm being honest, and I know I say that a lot, in those final moments, and I know I created 2 other videos about this, you would have to tell me that this did not sound like this was the end of Bryan Danielson. You would probably have to keep on debating with me for hours and saying he's not retiring, he's just not going to wrestle full time. But God bless. It was some of the most heart-wrenching things I've ever seen, and I can tell you by the end of that match, I was feeling both sad and mad at everything that Jon Moxley did, which means he's doing a great job as what he's been doing. And for my rating, I give this pay-per-view a freaking 9.5 out of 10, because everything just really hit well. And I believe that none of the matches were slept on. The triple threat, Jay versus Hangman, and obviously the main event just slapped. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm really glad you stuck around to the end. And if you want to go check out my other content, they should be up here. If you had to rate WrestleDream, what would you give it? You can give it to me in the comments below. But that's enough from me. I want to thank you again all for watching, and again, stars unite.